What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Caspa today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Let's talk about this here. So here we are at about 8 cents right now, having a bit of a flat top, right? We've got a little flat top here with ascending lows. That's normally a good thing, normally a bullish thing that would proceed or it would precede higher prices to come. The higher prices will proceed this area here. On the RSI, we have broken above the 50. We are at areas that we found resistance before, areas we found support before, so we really need to make some headway soon, okay? And I hope that we do. I think that we can. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame here. 4-hour RSI, not looking the worst, not looking the best. It's rather neutral, but definitely with a bullish tilt, okay? I want to see something with some volume. It's Kraken a good one? Kraken might be a good one. Yeah, that's a decent amount of volume, but Kraken's not like the biggest exchange. I don't know. I'm not completely swayed by this. Just because you wicked up and you came back down doesn't mean that you're going to drop from here. If anything, this does look like a kind of bullish configuration, but bullish configurations in a downtrend don't often play out as you would expect them to. So who knows? We'll see how it goes. We also do, I didn't notice this before, but we do have an inverse head and shoulders pattern down here. From the low to the high of the pattern, that breakout move would take you all the way up to 10 cents. So I don't think Caspa's done here. I do very much think that it continues to grow. I think they have more price action to go. That looks like a nice setup for a V bottom here, but you know it can definitely go lower if it wants to. High to low here. You haven't even hit the golden ratio and you're flirting with this area. I very much believe the short-term price action almost makes me think you want to go down, but then whenever you look at this on a larger scope, it seems, yeah, I'm pretty convinced you do move up at least to 10 cents from here, but I'm thinking 12 to 13 cents is on the docket, maybe even move up higher. I mean, who knows, man? By the time you get up here, it could look like you're moving up to new all-time highs. I don't think that's what's going to happen. That's not my anticipation. That's not my aspirations for this thing. Actually, I should have changed my targets. I'm sorry, 12.5 cents to 14 cents seems to be the target area, and you're at 8 cents now. I very much do believe Caspa will work its way back up here, but it is completely possible you could stop at 10 cents. Why would 10 cents be an area that you could find resistance? Well, let's think about that. That's psychological resistance, right? It's not really anywhere that makes sense on a fib, right? But price action wise, prior areas of support becoming resistance, that's a very common thing to do. At any rate, I don't think that this is going to go back down below this low. It's possible, it's very possible, but I think that you will continue to rise at least until you hit 10 cents, if not above. There's a really strong chance that you go above, and again, 13 to 14 cents, something like that is what I would expect. 12.5 cents at least, right? You did bounce off your 1886 200 area. It's very common from this kind of zone to go all the way back up to your 886, which again, that's at like 11 cents, so something in that zone at least. But you never know. You never know what could happen. Whenever it comes time for Caspa to see new all-time highs, somebody was asking this last time, and maybe they're just not familiar with my work on Caspa over the past like months, year. It's been over a year that we've been talking about it, but I don't think that Caspa has like tremendous potential. I think it does as a crypto, as a blockchain. I think it's got a lot of potential. In its next bull cycle, I believe it will be worth over $100 billion. I just don't think that that'll happen this cycle. Here's why. There's two cryptos that have ever seen $100 billion in their first bull cycle, and that was Ethereum and XRP. And they started at market caps that were dramatically higher than what Caspa started at, right? Caspa had a fair launch, and that's phenomenal. But with Caspa, if we look at this on an all-time basis, again, I'm answering the question as to why I don't see it seeing anything tremendous. It's already seen something tremendous this cycle. That's why I don't know if it's going to continue to see tremendous growth, right? And that's okay. That's not me talking smack about Caspa. That's me using just logic. At least I think it's logic. You know, going all the way back here to June of 2022, that's whenever you started. Here we are in July of 2022 right here as well. If it'll let me. Something like this. You know, your price down here is at 0.00. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I want to look at the market cap. My bad. The price, this is actually October, so it doesn't help. But the market cap down here was 21.3 million. Reflected in the price at these lows here, it was like closer to 7 million or less. You don't see a coin that starts off at a $7 million market cap exceed or even go to anywhere near $100 billion. In fact, the fact that you went from 7 million to 2 billion, the fact that you went from 7 million to a high of, what was it at the high? The absolute high here of like $5 billion, $4 billion, right? Basically $5 billion. Yeah. You went from 7 million to 5 billion. That's extraordinary. That's crazy. That's bananas, guys. That's absolutely insane. Caspa here, Caspa started off, what was its lowest price that we have here? Lowest price. started off at its lowest price that we have on record. That was at 0001838. 0001838. So something like around here. Okay, something like that. Caspa from a low to a high saw an overall 1099x. Okay, that's insane. That's crazy. Good job for anybody that bought and held through there. I don't know who would do that, but that's, if you did, you got balls of steel, and you definitely, even at these lows, you definitely rewarded yourself. But let's talk about Bitcoin in reference to why I also think that Caspa here is topped off. Okay, Bitcoin during its first bull cycle, and you can see it right here, clear as day, that was not what it meant to do. Was that from the low here to the high, that bull cycle lasted 18 months. From the low to the high here, this bull cycle lasted 24 months. On its third bull cycle, which did not start here, but it started all the way over here, that bull cycle finally was 28 months. Finally, you hit something that was bigger than 24 months, 26 months. You're at 28 months here. Why am I focusing on that? Why is that significant? Because 28 months, it took Bitcoin 3 cycles. 3 cycles. Okay, a long time before it saw anything over 26 months. Caspa, if we look at this here, its bull market started back here in what, June of 2022. So if we go to June of 2022, which is right here's May. Actually, it started back in May. Well, that's the very end of May, so really did start in June. But whatever. Right here, we go from here to the top. Caspa's bull cycle was how long? In its first bull cycle ever, it was on a weekly basis 113, 26 months. A 26-month bull cycle, of which saw an over 1,000x in growth. If you think that Caspa has more to go, if you think that we're going to see new all-time highs, maybe. It's not impossible, but dude, that's intense. The average crypto, even Bitcoin, they don't see markets that last this long, especially not in their first bull cycle. And then the average crypto, once they top off, they don't stop. And when I say average crypto, I mean every single crypto that's ever existed in the history of cryptocurrency, in the history of blockchain, and this whole degen trading and investing space that we have. In the history of crypto, there's never been a single coin that does not see a 90% drop or more in its first bull or bear cycle. Okay, Caspa from a high to a low has dropped 73%. Seems like we're close, right? But that's not the truth. From a high to a low, to get to 90%, look at how much further you have to go. You would have to, from the current low, you'd have to drop all the way down here, right? That's a lot further down. That's, at the low there, that's at about 5.555 cents. This, just to get to 90%, is all the way down at 1.9 cents, right? So that's a dramatic. The difference here being that from a low to this area here, that is about another 60%, 70% drop. And the odds are most cryptos don't even drop 90%. They drop 94% or more. And it compounds as it gets bigger, right? You're talking about a 1 cent price potentially below 2 cents. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not buying any Caspa. I'm not long-term bullish on long-term I'm bullish on Caspa, but mid-term, bear market term, I'm bearish until we see prices below 2 cents. That's just me. Why 2 cents? Because at 2 cents, that's whenever you finally get that 90% drop is 2 cents. And likely you don't stop at 2 cents, you stop a little bit below. You probably see a 94 or 95% drop. Something around this low here at 1.2 cents, maybe this low here at 1.6 cents, or maybe these highs over here that are just below 1 cent. But Caspa's got more to go to the downside. However, I do, and that's primarily the reason why I don't think that it continues to grow. All those things right there, right? I like Caspa. I think it's a great project. People think I hate Caspa because if I talk about anything that isn't through the roof, apparently I'm just a Caspa menace who hates Caspa, and I don't have any logic to my brain at all. No, that's not what's happening, guys. I'm just using logic here. We've never seen this happen for any other crypto. The kind of growth that Caspa has seen, it has never happened before. Do you think that means that it's just going to continue to grow at that pace? No, it means it's overdue. It's overdue. And likely, whenever you see this kind of curving over, you curve over like this, it does lead to a big drop. Over the months to come, Caspa will drop more. We're at 8 cents now. I very much believe it will run up to 10 cents or more. I mean all of those things. But just be aware, there's more downside to go. It's not stopping here. I had somebody, I told them, I was like, in my first Caspa video I made in like a month or so, I was like, that power law is not working out for you so well now, is it? I said that, and they commented, they're like, Caspa's still in a power law. It's still a logarithmic regression. I'm like, how are you in a logarithmic regression? You just keep, all people are doing, if you think that you're still in a logarithmic regression, if you still think you are cheating. You're cherry picking the lines, you're cherry picking the data to make it fit whatever thing you want. It's not. It's not. Back here, nobody, none of the Caspa people who are using their LR LR charts, logarithmic regression, their rainbow charts, their power law charts, whatever you want to call them. Everyone calls it a power law. They don't know what the actual terminology is. I mean, yes, that is actual terminology, but it's a logarithmic regression. I can't even say it properly, damn it. All back here, nobody would have ever called for this price right here, right? It was only up because it's just like Bitcoin, but it's not, is it? It's not like Bitcoin. It's actually better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't see this kind of growth in its first bull cycle. I mean, actually, technically, it did see more, I think, from a low to a high. If we're looking at this, let's just be fair. Low to high here. I mean, that was like a 52,000x, which is insane, to be completely fair. But CAS was not Bitcoin, right? And again, I don't hate Caspa just because I'm saying it's not Bitcoin, just because I'm saying that its bull cycle's over. It's not me saying I hate Caspa. I just don't want people to lose money. It's the same message here as it was at the top, as it was throughout all these months here. I don't want people to lose money. I want you guys to make money. And if you're in Caspa and you're in the red, I think that you'll have a chance to sell at a more neutral area at about 12.5 to 14 cents. Not financialized, not a financializer. Do what you want to do. If you want to hold this for the long term, I expect Caspa will be worth over $1 and more in the next bull cycle. But for now, no, it's got lower to go. I've got nothing else for you guys. I mean, for now, okay, hold on. For now, it's got higher to go. I do believe it goes higher for now in the short term. You do have lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price, hidden bullish divergence and all that, right? It doesn't have to. It is possible that you could keep going down. And if you do keep going down, maybe you see prices that are just below this. If you were to go lower than this, which I'm not anticipating, but if it was to happen, look for a price that's just below 5 cents, maybe down to 4.3 cents, 4.35 cents, something like that. And then this move up that I'm talking about will happen. But just statistically speaking, the odds are definitely in the favor of going up above 10 cents here, probably as high as 14, 15 cents, something like that. But nothing else for real this time. That's it. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.